notice?
It's like a new thing that that if you put your fingers in there, he bites them off.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, I'll have it.
Are you sure you want an axolotl?
Yeah,
it'll eat everything else.
It'll eat the fish.
It will not eat Bruce.
How big is Bruce a goldfish?
Bruce is this. Hang on, where's my camera? Bruce is about that big.
And what species? What kind is he?
He's a parrotfish, and he's
got. Right.
Oh my goodness!
They've got serious chompers, haven't they?
What parrot?
He's as soft as a brush. He is. I adopted him. Don't ask. My life is crazy.
I'm not going to ask at all.
I know my life is crazy.
But by the way, I do believe we're actually online now, so that's good. Sorry about the delay this evening. Obviously, no sign of David. And let's crack on. I'm just double checking we're actually online, and Donald Trump looks like he's just been elected president of the United States.
You're kidding!
It's not. It's way too early.
I blooming hope so.
Not until 11 tonight.
Right. Yeah, the one wants to put 60% tariff with China trade. Oh, God.
Right, yeah, we are definitely online, so that's good.
I'm human.
Right, okay. Right, so let's get started. Right, Roger, any news from you this week, darling?
No.
No? That's a bit boring, isn't it? What about you, Ruth? Anything from you, darling?
No, I'm all hunky dory, all right, and everything's going fine, and life's just tickling along.
Oh, that's good. Did you say you were tickling your mum or what? What did you
like tickling along?
Why not?
Okay, you can tickle your mum if you want. Right, okay. What about you, wonderful Drina?
No news. Not this week.
It's all a bit quiet this week, isn't it? Right. I'm trying to find a pen to write down that Ruth wants the axolotl. Are you sure you want the axolotl and the tank and the pump?
See what one looks like now and what it does.
I tell you what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do when we go on Google today, right, we're going to look up axolotls. And actually, I've been thinking good and hard about this today because we're doing something that we haven't done for a long time today. And because...
I'd be fine with Bruce.
Yeah, worrying about your full...
He'll probably eat Bruce. Right, can we just crack on? Right, Andy, what about you?
I went to a conference with Claire.
Ooh. Oh my God! How many men did Claire cop on with?
Oh no, I found the secret is we had to get back for the firework display here, and it was 2 hours, and it meant she had to leave as soon as it finished, so she didn't get a chance to talk to anybody, which was amazing. No, never seen it. She was in a bit of shock, but But she didn't know many people there either. Most times when we go places, she knows loads of people, but she didn't know them all. It was the Hadrian's Wall conference at Hexham. So Roman archaeology, which is actually really quite interesting. Did a really interesting one talk on the sycamore tree, and how terrible all that was. But the guy had also linked it to other trees that had been there historically in the past, not in the same spot, but on different parts of the wall and become features. And then they'd eventually collapsed or died and all the rest of it. Look, this is slightly different. This didn't collapse or die. It was chopped down. But yeah, interesting stuff.
No, I think, to be honest with you, the tree thing is a very interesting thing. And with what we did with the Welsh Assembly government is obviously that it's likely that they're going to be putting more things in to protect trees, particularly Cymru, Wales. And I would say earlier on, I was listening to something that we've had a cut of close on 2/3 in the culture museum budgets across Britain. So instead of having 2.6 billion pounds, we're now reduced to 900 million, which means that there's going to be lots more museums, cultural places closing. And it's like, oh, we will find a way of sorting this out. And when these things are gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
and it only goes to show that it's down to the conferences that you go to, Andy, to make people aware of what's going on, you know.
Yeah,
so,
I heard an interesting statistic on something else that was indirectly linked to what they were talking about. It was to do that. What they were talking about was the age you die at has got younger in a lot of places over the last few years. So longevity or whatever it is. But they're saying, what's the link? And the guy said, well, there's all sorts of things. It's, you know, it's not just the NHS. It's other welfare services and support services and amenities all going. It's always in the poorer areas. And he said, what the correlation is actually the amount of money that goes to the local councils. And he said, you may not realize it, but in the 10 years in their study, which was 2010 to 2020, he said it's a 69% cut to local councils in their budget. I'm thinking, what? That's sorry, 59% cut, not 69, 59% cut. And I thought, it's no wonder they're having problems. That's a massive cut, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But there is something about all this longevity and age thing, right? Yeah, I was wandering around the hospital today, and I just thought, right, thank God my children are aware that you know, they've got it in my will that they had to take me to Switzerland if I want to opt out, and we've had a conversation with this and Anne and so on online, and that ties in with this age thing, right? What's going to happen is more people are going to want to opt out of living longer, so therefore that's going to bring the mortality rate down.
It will eventually, yeah.
So the thing is, when people look at these statistics, they don't really have the facts. And you know, you could say, oh no, Britain's a really wealthy country, and you put out the equation that you know, all what you've just said, Andy, right? And I know this is talking more politics than archaeology and history, but it is talking about archaeology and history because you know, when we look at the mortality rates in the past, for example, you could look at a village where there was a massive outbreak of cholera, right? And you could say, all right, at a certain stage in 1840, the average life expectancy in that village was 30 years old. And you look at the gravestones and somebody died at 100 years old, and you're thinking, well, that's really weird. But you look at all the other gravestones, there are dozens and dozens of children who died before 1 year old. So you put all that into the mortality rates. So when we do look at the mortality rates in history and archaeology, it doesn't really mean anything. I looked at a gravestone in a church graveyard at Chepstow the other day, right? And I was looking around, and I had to look twice at this gravestone, and it said, oh, sometime in the 1800s, this person died at 116 years old, and I'm thinking, wow. Okay, do I believe that or don't I believe it? And I gotta believe it because it's written in the it's written on gravestone. And the point is, we think, well, nobody lived 116 years old in 1850, but they did.
I was just thinking that I'm just trying to find that report, and I'll have a quick scan through it while we're talking. But from Beetham, I'm pretty sure that a lot of them were surprisingly old, like over 40, which is the bracket they put them in. But that could mean 60 or 80. You know, because they don't have a bracket for that older than that on so that's that early Anglo-Saxon burial site.
The thing is, I'm 3 years older. I'm 3 years over my death rate. I should have died 3 years ago because nobody in the family's lived past. No male has lived past 47 because of cancer.
Right.
Never.
So, yeah, it's true. So this is why I've got to have about 4 or 5 tests a year to make sure, because I'm critical risk.
Oh, good God!
So all of these are actually relevant. What's that, Rog?
Your father's not connected, affected. It's the other side or something.
It's my mum's side. It's my mum's side. So, but basically, we've got BRCA1 gene, and my sister died when she was 36.
I know.
My mum's uncle died when he was 47. You know, her sister died of cancer. My mum's had cancer loads of times. My brother's got prostate cancer. So you know, it's pretty nasty.
Oh yeah, blimey. Oh.
But then on my granddad's side, he lived till he was 94, and the only reason my great granddad passed away is because they forced him to stop working because they couldn't insure him anymore.
That was your mum's side?
That was my dad's side.
Oh yeah, the stronger gene.
Stronger gene. Stronger gene.
We all get these diseases and stuff, and I've had certain things like the eyes problem.
And you've had face cancer, haven't you, or is that just Sandra?
Yes, the skin basal cell carcinoma from the sun damage.
Yeah.
I'm going in next week again to get something checked, but they've detailed it, and I put cream on, and you can nail it that way. I've had 5 operations to nail it, but my mother had certain things, and my father's youngest brother died of a tumor on the scalp and not wearing a hat.
Yeah, you said.
That's both sides had stuff, but well, I'm 84 now, and I've done okay. I've had the certain things wrong, the eyes are fading, and certain other things sort of in a digestion thing, but I've sort of gone on. I seem to be like the creaking gate. You know, people that don't have anything, and I've been having this and that and the other. God, but carried on. So what? I'm not stopping now.
I'm not stopping. Basically, you know,
I hope you're okay, mate.
It's just Michelle said to me. She said, "Oh, aren't you ever going to retire from what you're doing?" And I said, "Well, what was the point? What is actually the point?"
Keep going. It's better to keep going, Carl. Keep happy.
Yeah, no, exactly. My granddad is the epitome of that. My other granddad, on the other hand, he died when he was 74. Well, what does that say? My other granddad retired, retired in his 60s. Well, there's no equivalent. You know, one, you know, so one retires when he's 63, and the other one forced to retire when he was 93. Right, there's 30 years difference.
That's right.
You can't go yet. You've got to do the Roman age and the early medieval and the Tudor period yet.
Can I just say bollocks to you, right? I'm going to go as far as the early medieval period, right? And then we'll start again.
Agreed.
And then we can go over.
Charged up. Yeah.
We can go over to the Middle East or China or somewhere then.
We can go over to blow up rubber dolls. That's you know, whatever you want to do.
So we've got about 30 years worth yet, then, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when we get around to doing today, right? When we get around to doing today, I want to do a Google class. My thing today was a Google class. Now, I want all of us to come up with a subject in the Iron Age in Britain, right? All of you now start thinking, right? And we're gonna Google that thing, right? After the axolotl now, right? And then basically, alongside all the other classes that I've got planned for you, right? Alongside all the other classes I've got planned for you, the ones that are most interesting that we've discussed tonight, we'll be doing as a subject in the future. So I want you to put some of your input in, right? So now start thinking of the first person to shout something out, and we haven't done it. If we've done it, I'm saying we're not doing it. It's got to be Iron Age. It's got to be Iron Age, but Iron Age, it doesn't need to be in Britain, right? So yeah. But Margaret, I know what you're bloody going to do. You're going to get your Iron Age books in front of you. You're going to flick through them all now. And
I've got nothing tonight.
Right, good.
I've got nothing.
You got one?
Right. So, but you know, we haven't even got. Yeah, I've been going on for about 10 odd minutes so far. So, Margaret, anything you want to say tonight?
Well, the only thing I've been reading about, it was an episode of Digging for Britain with Alice, your favourite girl, and it's about your neck of the woods.
Lansford Major.
No, it's about a Roman road that they discovered that went from Neath to Conway. Do you know about it?
The San Helen, or the supposed San Helen, yeah.
Yeah. I've just been reading about that.
The biggest. Well, this is a subject. Have you right? Right. First things first. Well, I'm going to do a heavy sales thing now. I'm going to really do a heavy sales, right? How many of you have actually got a copy of my Romans in South Wales book number 3?
I
Three.
don't know.
I
I've
think
got
it's good,
Romans in Glamorgan.
Right. Have you got Romans in South Wales?
No.
yeah.
Yeah, you got a copy of Romans in South Wales, Andy?
No, I had the first one, and it didn't have any pictures, so I was annoyed.
Right. Hang on. Right. Okay.
Adam Levino.
Right. What I want to know, right,
Yeah.
is what I want to know is that I want to know if you guys have got Romans in South Wales, because the thing that Margaret mentioned then is something that I answer in the book, for example, right? So you know, and there is images in the Romans in South Wales, right? There are illustrations in it, right? So if Roger, have you got a copy of Romans in South Wales?
Pretty sure, yes, South Wales. I don't know what number, but in South Wales, yes.
Not
Did you
the
say number
Romans in the
3?
not the Romans in the Vale of Glamorgan, Romans in South Wales.
Yes, I'm sure I did. That was is that the latest one?
That's the latest one, but it's on its 3rd edition.
He'd sent me one recently. What was it? Which I tried
Yeah,
to catch
that would have been
previous one.
Right. If you haven't got Romans in South Wales, right, then what I'm probably going to do, we'll send you guys a copy each, and if you want to pay for the book, you can. If you don't want to pay for the book, then I'll just be very angry that you didn't. But the main thing is, well, is it's better for you to have a copy of the book rather than not. So
I'll check print time.
yeah, good. So what I'm saying with the book, everyone's going to get a copy. If they want to pay for it, then they can. If they don't, then it'll just be a thank you for coming along to the classes. Right. Okay. Mind your P's and Q's, Margaret. If I say that, Margaret, you can get something technically free, but you've got to pay for it, Margaret will go for the technically free. I know the type of woman she is. Drina, on the other hand, will feel guilty and pay for it, right? Andy will be obliged to pay for the book, right? And Judith won't care. And what about you, Ruth? Any news from you?
No news. I'm just sat here listening.
Right. First things first. Right. What we're going to do, we're going to look at the axolotl, right? And I'm going to say, right, who wants?
I've looked into the axolotl. It may not go in my tank because it can escape.
We've already got it's already in a tank.
Does it escape?
No.
Loch of Merton.
I will let you know tomorrow, Carl.
Good.
Because I'll get in touch with my son. If I don't have it, he'll probably have it.
Yeah, but it's got its own. It's got its own. Oh God, filter thing as well. It's got the works. It's all ready to go. Okay, good. Right, Judith, anything from you? And we're gonna look at this thing that Andy put on the screen.
No, nothing from me.
Right, okay. So first things first, because I said we were going to look at axolotls, we're going to look at axolotls anyway, because I don't think
they're beautiful.
They're a really unusual thing, aren't they? How come you ended up with one, Carl?
And Andy, right, Andy. You know what it's like having children and stepchildren.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've had stepchildren. They say, "Oh, can we have this?" Right?
Yeah. No, simple answer. No.
Basically, what happened, right? Michelle ended up with an axolotl, right? She ended up with a couple of blooming hamsters.
We had a few of them.
And a lizard.
Oh, we didn't have a lizard. We would have minded a lizard. Lizards and snakes quite like them. But the cat probably would have eaten the lizard.
Right, yeah, probably.
Don't you get Japanese ones that are really quite big?
What? Are you seeing the image on the screen, Andy?
Yeah. No, there's a variety that are quite bigger than those. But yeah, they're amazing creatures.
Yeah.
Well, that's the axolotl we've got.
Right.
Now, if you want the axolotl, you've got it, Ruth.
Eh?
If you've got the oxalotl, if you want it.
Yeah, I'll ask my son tomorrow if it'll go with my fish, okay?
No, it'll eat the fish.
It won't.
Well, how big's the fish?
It was quite big.
He's that big.
Well, he'll try. Right.
He might chop
basically-
some bits out the fins, though. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's it. And Andy knows what he's talking about. Andy
Yeah,
knows
used
what
to
he's
have some
talking about.
fish. You've got to be careful with things like that. They get fin rot very quickly then.
That's true.
I
Right,
know.
so
It will be off your hands, though. Believe me, I know people.
good. Right, anyway, Andy, what's this thing you want to look at? Black?
That's the subject. You said you wanted a subject for Iron Age. That's it.
Right, so it's called the Black.
Black Loch of Myrtle. Loch.
Loch of Myrtle.
Merton.
M.
Yrton.
Where's Merton?
Dumfriesshire.
Right.
Right, go. Right, there it is. So what we've got. So what I've got to do now. So we've got. Now it's looking interesting. So what
it is. Some of the finds are astonishing.
Okay. So the way we're going to do this today is if I get the if I type in the images,
Wow.
right? And so what we're going to do, that looks really good. Oh, hang on. Allow. Hang on. So if we go back again, hang on. I want to get the images up. Right, so if we got the images there. So this is what Andy's on about. So it's right. So there we go. They're excavating. So the site is so here's the notes in front of me. Okay. The Black Loch of Merton. Excavations at the Black Loch of Merton in Dumfries and Galloway. Andy, remind us where Dumfries and Galloway is.
It's just southwest Scotland. As soon as you go over the border, if you turn left as if you're heading towards Stranraer to go to Ireland, it's on there. And it's the site, the Black Loch's almost at the end of that peninsula.
Got you. So you can see how well excavated these are, right? And it basically an excavation. This is really recent, guys. So this sounds really good. So 2015, 2016, and 17 have yielded stunning new information about life in the Iron Age. So what we've got then, because I presume that is.
That's a small bit. They found some really amazing and stunningly carved and turned woodwork. So see if you can find some images of that, including a unique turned bowl.
Okay.
It was another one of these anaerobic ones that they got down to the base of the house, and there was matting, and all the matting was complete. Every little detail was still there. It was all compacted and anaerobic, so everything below there was preserved. So,
and that there, if we look at the map, right, that as you go over the border, he's right. That's on the left there, and there it is, the Black Loch of Merton. You can see it there. So if we type in artifacts.
Sorry.
Ooh,
Go, Andy. We need somebody to do Cornwall now.
Sorry.
I can do Cornwall.
There you are. Look at those. Look at those turning on that. It's amazing.
Hang on a minute, spindles. Andy. Calm down a minute. What? That's from there as well.
Yep.
Lord,
that was under the floor.
Thing.
Wow. Is that part of a blooming bagpipe or something?
Well, it kind of looks a bit like it, but they last I heard, they didn't actually know what it was for. They were suggesting it might have perhaps been something to do with weaving. But
like a bobbin, yeah.
Well, no, it's bigger than that. It's about 2 foot long.
Fucking what? Oh, guys, we got to do this as a subject. But do we all agree we're going to do this as a subject?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So shut up, you Judith. You knew you don't have a say in this.
Yes.
Judith.
You asked.
But by the way, Judith, you're next for me to ask tonight. So
That's the bowl.
hang on.
That's
but
turned wooden bowl.
that's
So
a wooden bowl.
It's a reproduction. The one had actually collapsed, but it's a turned wooden bowl, which I never knew they did in that period. Not on that scale, anyway.
Right. So basically, is that what we're looking at, or?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
No, that's not. That's something else.
That's his pipe, his hat, and his spoon.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Is that the floor?
That's the floor. Yeah, woven floor.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I got to be honest with you, hands on heart, right? I've never come across this excavation site before, right? I've got to ask Andy a question. Andy, have you happened to have been to one of these lectures, or what? How would you know about it?
No, you know what? I was just kind of randomly flicking through, digging for Britain, and I came across this old episode with lovely Alice, and this was on. I thought, I don't remember seeing this, so I must have missed that one. But yeah, it was on Digging for Britain, series 7, I think.
Yeah, but this is Andy,
it's about 4 years back.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Well, because okay. Well, I tell you what, let's just read the article out. Okay, so where are we? Right, our work has focused on very well preserved early Iron Age settlement, which was located on the fringes of a boggy loch, long since drained. So when we saw it by the coast, obviously it's a little bit inland and there's a little loch there by the sounds of it. Am I right?
Yeah, that's how I read it. Yeah.
Right. In 2015, excavations targeted one of the many large mounds identified on the site. This was found to be a stone and timber hearth setting over 2.5 square, located at the center of a timber roundhouse. In diameter, the hearth had been refurbished at least 3 times. Judith, I hope you're doing some research now to find a place, because you're next. So basically, the hearth had been refurbished at least 3 times by adding a new layer of cobbles, clay and timber on top of the previous hearth base. Associated with the hearth was a sequence of flooring deposits comprising reeds, wicker panels, and clay spreads. So basically, it's a mixture of stuff, right? And that is so you can see how thick the layers are, but it's so well preserved. It goes to say it's woven withies. In the area where the walls approached the entrance to the house, the wicker walling was replaced by vertical set oak planks, forming a facade-like outer face. And it goes on to say, if we change the image again, here we go, change the image again, right? I don't know if we're going to get this, but it talks about a palisade, the next bit. So those are the timbers that have been set upright.
Yeah.
And there we go. So what is this then?
Don't know what that is, I'm afraid.
This is why we need a class on it.
We do. That's why I thought it'd be a good subject. It was just so much information came out of it, and they weren't really expecting it. So
look at that.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. So more of this well-preserved stuff. So it basically says the earliest defensive line in the stratified sequence was a stake and wattle fence. I don't know if this is that makes sense, doesn't it, Andy?
Yeah.
They've been mounted in a block there. This was replaced by a fence line. And there's some talking about an earthen bank, and various defences. They're talking. I'm just going through this briefly. They're talking about a trackway ran across the causeway to this site, and this is fascinating. Here we go. Some of the artifacts. Let's just see if we can. Fascinating stuff. Yeah, it'd be good to just be focused on this. Another. That's not the. What is that, Andy?
Oh, idea. Looks
That's
like rope or something woven, doesn't it?
It says a lathe turning at Black Rock. That's not the bowl, is it?
No, no, definitely not. It's quite big.
All right.
It looks like the bowl. The original one looks like a leather bucket that's been squashed, but it's carved on the outside. Stunning.
Right.
The one you showed is a reproduction they did to show you what it was like.
Right. Okay. Let's just go. So, what's the name of the site thing? Black
Loch of Merton, MYR.
Yeah. Okay.
MYRTON.
Merton. Okay. More images. Oh, hang on a minute, Andy. What if we have a quick look to see if there's a current archaeology piece on this?
Oh, could be. I mean, it as far as I know, it's pretty unique. So
hang on. Yeah, it's got the Canmore site, so we'll have a quick look at that. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, there's loads of videos on here, but they're a bit too long. But there we go. Should we just put this video on? And not now. We're going to get this on. No. It's got a bit odd. Not now. There we go. Is it going to go on? So a nice little area.
Mm.
And there she is talking. It's a set of roundhouses built on a natural island of peat. And there they are excavating. So this year's trench aims to look at the entrance. And there we go. Obviously, it's there on the screen.
They're obviously not having a problem with midges.
No. Yeah, we've got to keep an eye on the midges, because if we get blue tongue, we've lost our entire sheep flock.
They're usually mad there.
Yeah,
and that's in a marsh.
Yeah. So look at these timbers as they're being excavated.
The timbers were brilliant. They're really quite big as well.
Yeah.
And shaped.
Yeah. Brilliant. Excellent.
Wow.
So I tell you what, we'll look at a couple more images. And hang on a minute. Go back. And there. Right, okay. Right, I don't know where this bloody thing has gone. Black Rock. Right. I tell you what, I'll just type this in again. Black. There it is. Right. Okay. We did have these images up here.
Mm.
Let's just see if we can find one more through all of these. Yeah, that woman. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's a.
There on the right is that bowl. Yeah.
That there.
No, not the round thing.
Where's the bowl? There.
No. Oh, that is part of it. Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's a different one.
Oh wow.
So Andy, this is wood, not pottery.
I don't know whether that one is, but the one, if you go back to your collection of lots of images, it was just above that. There, on the right.
There.
No, that's not it. The one with the blue gloves and the hands and the caliper on it. On the right.
There.
That's it. Wow. That's why I say it looks like a squashed sort of leather bucket.
So that's basically a wooden bowl.
That's a wooden bowl that was turned.
Wow.
On a lathe of some sort, and it's then hand engraved, hand carved pattern, but it's not a linear pattern going all the way around. It's stepped, so it's been done really cleverly, which you probably see on the reproduction better. But
oh, that's amazing.
Mm.
And one thing, yeah, that is amazing. And yeah, it is. So it's going to be right. So we got, I want to look at that image there, that image there. So we've got two there. So we can look at all this in detail. But there is.
Yeah, you can see the size of that now.
You give you an idea. So that is saying that that's made of yew then, yew wood.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Andy, right. I do know a little bit about yew wood. Our bib gorn is made of yew wood, Andy, which is a musical instrument, as you know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think that it's uniform. It's got like two holes in the cylinders at the ends.
Okay.
I don't think it's musical. But
okay, it doesn't have to be. But
no. But I mean, it could be. But
yeah.
I doubt it. But it
doesn't have to be.
I've no idea what it is. It just yeah. But it was in such astonishing condition, you know.
Yew has got a big longevity. So
yeah,
whether it's for or maybe Andy, it's a chair leg.
It might be something as simple as that. Yeah.
A one-legged stool. But I tell you what, Andy, unfortunately, you have now set the game tonight, right? There's the 5 others have got to come up with something which is equally as good as this, right? And,
sorry.
So we're gonna pick on Judith in a moment. Then we're gonna.
Yeah, she's put one up. Yeah.
So then the others have got time to find something in the break, right? So yeah. So but I wanted to. There was 2 interesting things on here. 2 other interesting things. I like the fact that we've got this nice little. They were showing us. A little plan of where these buildings were and the area that they've excavated, which, to be honest with you, Andy, is not a big area, but they've got a lot of information. And you can see on the plan there these little mounds, the little brown bits. So that those are the mounds. And the other little thing I wanted to on these images was this.
Ooh.
A Crannog map.
Ooh. Wow.
Now
they're all Crannogs.
Yeah, I
Wow.
knew it. I just so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up to Scotland a minute, right? Do you know what? Right, what we could do, hang on a minute. If I can go on to, we can click on that link. Maybe we could get a bigger map. A bigger map. Hang on a minute. Oh, Andy,
that's
look
better.
at it.
Nice.
That's
one.
nice. Right, so you can basically see
wow.
That there are lots of Crannogs. Do you know?
I didn't realise there was that many.
I didn't realise there was 2 little islands in the way of Orkney and Shetland either. But
they're Crannogs.
Well, they're big bloody Crannogs in the sea, Andy.
Yeah.
Very long causeway to them.
No,
yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know there was either.
What are those 2 islands?
I don't know. I didn't know there were 2. And that shows that's not to scale either, is it? Shetland's quite a lot further on.
Was there like 500 or 5,000? It was 5 something. I read in one of our books.
Crannogs can be actually in reality. Crannogs can be any date because they're looking at Irish Crannogs only being built again in significant numbers AD 400. We've got Crannogs around in the there you go in the 1600s. So then they're not. The problem is when we look at when we look at a plan like this, we want them all to be Iron Age, but they're not. Lots of them are really medieval, right? So if we just if we go off the map, and remember, the point to remember is that these are the ones that we know of. They're not all the ones that existed. Yeah. And actually, some of the ones on here might not actually be Crannogs, but most of them are, right? So if we go down here, and interestingly enough, it doesn't seem that there's any in England at all.
No, I've always been amazed we haven't got any in the lakes because it's so close to Scotland and Ireland.
It's almost as if, right? Somebody said, right, we've got them in Scotland and we haven't got them in England. But the point is that map there of Scotland is not what Scotland does look like. Scotland didn't exist in AD 400, right?
It didn't exist. Strathclyde, weren't we, in Cumbria?
That
Yeah.
would have been coming into the 400-500s. But if we look, say, 2,000 years ago, Scotland wouldn't have existed. But they're still geographically
Bloody Romans. Yeah.
Can you see the point there? And the
Oh,
bloody
absolutely.
Romans.
Yeah.
Can you see the point there? The point there
Yeah.
is that Scotland didn't exist, but there's none in England anyway.
No. Well, that we know of. Yes.
That we know of. Yeah. I think this is absolutely fascinating. It's giving you a bit of extra room now, Judith. I hope you're going to find something. Judith, what you're going to find now has to be so unbelievably brilliant, right? Don't let the side down, Judith. Right?
I don't think it's as exciting as that.
Hang on, Judith. Come on. We're not doing you yet. We're just still doing this.
Okay, sorry.
Right. So basically, as you can see, there is one in Wales. Except there are about 3 in Wales. There's one we believe on Anglesey, and there's one we believe in Monmouth as well, which is just on the border. But the one in Monmouth is a really old crannog, right? That may not have made it on this chat, excavated by Stephen Clark. And also, right, it's interesting. Do you know what? This reminds me of, I don't know, I got this weird thing of tadpoles in my head, right? But it's almost as if when we've got a concentration, there they are. There's lots of boggy and marshy and wet areas all over Ireland. So why they seem to be concentrated there there is one thing. There is such a thing in archaeology that maybe somebody was obsessed with finding cranogs, and therefore that's why there's so many in that area, right? And it is also the thing in archaeology that you suddenly get loads of Roman roads everywhere, then in another area you don't, because people are not studying them. Tell you one interesting thing, Andy, right, was that when I was a young lad, back in the 1980s, there was this local archaeologist called Howard Thomas, right? And he used to look at the maps of Barry, right? And there were loads of Roman sites around Barry. But as you started to go out of Barry, there wasn't as many, right? Anyway, what happened was that this guy in the 1950s, 1960s, he used to go out on his push bike, right? So the reason why there was all these Roman sites around was because he would be going along a country lane, and he would go into a field that's being ploughed, and he would find pottery, and then that was in the radius of his home, and that's why there's loads of Roman sites, because he was specifically into finding all these Roman sites. And then you go outside that, you don't find many. So it really depends on what somebody's specialism is, and what makes them what gets them going, and but then again, that might not be the case here. But again, this is showing all those cranogs. So I think that's absolutely great. Do you know? Actually, Andy, right? Actually, that's not even on the list. Oh, well, it is on the list now, and we do actually have on the list now that we're going to do a cranog, right? I was going to put on the list a cranog, but we're doing a cranog technically, yeah. So we'll do yours. So that's Andy's site, and I'm going to remind myself that I've got this on my computer. It's got Blacklock of Merton, and that's what we'll be doing in the near future, thanks to Andy. Right now, Judith disappeared strangely enough. I don't know why. Because I was bullying her to come up with a subject.
Oh, has it gone off? It's in the what do you call it? It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's okay. It's in the chat. Okay, so we would go. It's right, Castle Hill, Huddersfield. Now you've said that to me before, right? Now I want you to remind me, right? I want you to remind me, right? The only way we're going to do that site is for you to give us a bit of passion. So,
right, I've never actually been.
Right, but you did say.
Oh no, what a letdown! Somebody told me it was a folly, but I don't believe them.
Okay. So I'm going to type this into my little doodah, right? Into my little device here. So it's so we've got It's called Huddersfield.
You can just click on the link in the chat. Go straight to it.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Sorry,
before we
it
do
doesn't
click on
matter.
it, before we do click
It
on it,
doesn't-
it says Castle Hill is a scheduled ancient monument in Almesbury, overlooking Huddersfield in the metropolitan of the borough of Kirklees. What a load of metropolitan borough. West Yorkshire, England. The hilltop has been settled for at least 4,000 years. So therefore, instantly, it comes into our interest. So it might get us there. So so let's just
I could do a field trip and take you with me.
Oh, you and me on top of a hill, but I
No,
like.
I mean, bring the group with me, but it
Oh,
has
I
to be in the
thought
summer.
you wanted me to seduce you on top of a hill. I'm the reverse of Claire. I'm the reverse of Claire. You know, yeah. Don't tell Michelle that. Right. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my Wikipedia link here. And I've got information that I'm going to read out, but we're going to find some images. And there's loads of stuff about it. So we're just going to look at the early history, and then before the break, we're going to say, do we do this one as well? Right. So I think that's only fair. Oh, so what we've got to do, if I copy, I got to copy and paste that.
We've done that.
And then we're going to do. Oh, it's already on my list. So if we type in there, oh, it's actually. Andy. It's actually working now. The technology is working.
Ready.
Right.
Castle Hill.
There it is. So what we got to do is images. Right. So if you type on images, right. And basically, there is a nice little image there. That sets it.
We can't see these images.
Oh, that's because I haven't shared it. I'm looking at a beautiful image here. It's lovely.
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
We're really enjoying them.
Yeah.
I got to be
on the top of a hill.
It's near that Stanwick Roman Iron Age hill fort. Is that?
No.
Oh, it's not near there.
Stanwick.
Stanwick.
I thought it was Stanwick.
Iron Age hill fort.
Stanwick. That's near Carlisle, isn't it? Stanwick.
It's in It's Yorkshire.
Oh, maybe maybe
Stanwick,
there's two.
not Stanwick.
There's maybe two.
It's the Brigantes stronghold.
No, Stanwick.
Yeah.
That's Stanwick, yeah. Stanwick's near Carlisle.
Stanwick with a W.
I think it might be spelt similarly, but
okay. Right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to I had a beautiful image and look at that.
Yeah.
I know it. And
actually before we say any more, on the way, Roger, were you on the last Cornwall trip we did? Rog?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you remember at the end on the way back, we went up to the top of this hill and there was like a bit of a tour and there was a few banks and ditches and there was like a weird building there.
I think so, yes. Was that on the...
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, that was on the way back. Yeah, it was on the way back near Camborne. Right. Anyway, so this is that site now, guys. Right, you decide whether we're going to be doing this as an individual site, and it goes on. This is what the Wikipedia entry says. It says the first people to visit Castle Hill were probably hunters and gatherers of the Mesolithic age. Camping amongst the forests, which at that time covered the land. In the Neolithic and Bronze Age, there appears to have been widespread travel or trade along the river valleys connecting the Yorkshire Wolds, the Peak District, and the Mersey and Ribble estuaries. This is shown by various characteristic types of stone and bronze tools in a place far from their points of origin. The hill fort was constructed in the early Iron Age, around 555 BC on the 14th of August at 10:15. How the hell do they know it's 555 BC? That's a bit specific. It took up the whole hilltop. So basically, you can see the massive ditch there, taking up the whole hilltop. Modifications were made around the summer of AD 43 to improve the defenses, probably in response to the threat from the Roman invaders. The problem is that's not exactly true, because the Romans didn't even get anywhere near that far north for a couple of decades, right? So that's not going to be there. But anyway, here we go. Oh my God! This is it's on the list. It's on the list, Judith, because the reason why it's on the list, right? The reason why she looked this up was because of a key word in this paragraph. Listen to this. Excavations on part of the hill fort in 1970 demonstrated that Castle Hill had at some stage suffered from a severe episode of burning.
You see, there's a link, isn't there? There's something happened. Happened.
It's a vitrified fort. Vitrified forts such as Castle Hill are rarely found in England and are more usual in Scotland. Now, I have got a bit of a dichotomy here, because I don't know whether to do this as a subject, or this is part of the vitrified fort lecture, right? So I'm thinking, if this is a standalone topic, right? The big question is, we are doing vitrified forts, right? That's going to be one topic, vitrified forts, right? But the question is, do we do this as a subject, this location at Huddersfield? Who says yes?
I did.
Right, that's it. It's chosen. That's my God. That's three subjects so far tonight. Right. So now, we're gonna find out if there's any questions at this minute, right? And then we're gonna have a 15-something minute break. And you guys can then find something that we haven't done. But so far, it's going pretty well. If somebody says, why don't we do a subject that we've already done? I will be saying, you must have fallen asleep. Okay?
We wouldn't fall asleep.
Well, Pete used to.
Yep.
I
have been known to on occasion to.
Oh, I gotta be. Can I just say something, Andy? This is a bit of a confession, right? This happened about 3 times, right? There was years ago. It doesn't happen anymore, right? But I can remember I used to be so tired giving some of the lectures on a Tuesday, right? That I can remember talking a load of gobbledygook and then thinking, oh my God, I must have just drifted lecturing, and nobody spotted it, and therefore I then went outside and I slapped myself across the face, and I had a load of coffees and I woke myself up and I was fine. But it is possible doing this to actually slightly fall asleep, and yeah, but then again, somebody may have noticed. I don't know. Right. Okay then. I'm blithering now. See, I'm just droning off. Right. Okay then. So what we're going to do now? We're going to do questions, right? And maybe in your questions, this is like Roger, Margaret, Ruth, and Drina, right? You guys can say, I'm thinking about doing this, and I can say, let's maybe do it after the break. But you got. If I say no, then you've got to find something else, right? So Roger, anything you want to say or anything you want to add a minute?
What, Peggy, a subject you say to? I've got nothing else to add about so far, no.
Right, but are you thinking of a certain topic, because you will be last after the break?
The thing is, though, that the last one may be too similar in that I wanted to bring up Maiden Castle, the community, activity and findings that have been made on the site to justify the multi-valent construction.
So what you're saying, right? Okay, then. I need to think about that, because I know what you've said, because we've actually done that as a topic, but you're saying it from a different angle. I need to think about that one, right? Ruth.
What?
Right, anything you want to say, or have you got a topic in mind yet, or do you want to?
No, I'm just enjoying every lecture. I am. I'm just sitting there quietly learning.
Right, but you've got it. You still got to come up with something. But so you've got 15 odd minutes to think of something, Ruth. So
Okay.
just type in the Iron Age on the internet and just see if you can come up with anything. Right, okay. Margaret.
Well, I missed all of Andy's thing because I had two bad things happen. The dogs did a whoopsie in the sitting room. And I just saw I had a great big bill from a gardener for cutting my hedge. So I missed all of Andy's thing.
Can I just make a comment? Just make a comment a minute, just one comment. What the hell are you doing looking at a bill from an uphill gardener in a lecture, right? And you should be so focused on my lectures that you wouldn't even notice the dog doing a whoopsie on your carpet.
Well, I could smell it, actually, so I thought I would go and investigate.
Oh, my bloody... Look.
No choice there.
Oh, that's awful.
And while
that is
the dog, my phone pinged and the bill came up. So I'm sorry I missed Andy's thing about Blacklock of Merton. But anyway, apart...
I don't want to hear it, love. I really don't.
No, well, I'm just explaining why you probably didn't notice, but I disappeared for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, all right then.
Anyway, I'm back now. And I've got here a copy of Current Archaeology from August 2023, and it's talking about archaeology in Alderney in the Channel Islands.
Oh, right. Okay. Before you say any more now, I want you to get a subject from the Iron Age from Alderney. Right. Don't say any more, because I got to be honest with you. That excites me doing Alderney, because other than mentioning, or is that Guernsey? We've mentioned about an excavation about a mammoth. Mammoths were. It seemed were precariously run over a cliff, and they found a load of mammoth bones. But that's as far as we've done. I think that was in Guernsey, right?
Jersey?
Yeah, that may have been Jersey, actually. And the guy,
the longest bay in Alderney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the weird thing about the finder of the stuff in Jersey, he was actually called Mr. Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one little fact. Right. Okay. You've now got this little bit of time, Margaret, to find a bit of Alderney that we can pick up, because so don't say any more. Right. Okay then, Drina.
I have no questions, and I will find a topic after the break.
Right. So the time now is, and Andy, look out for anybody coming on. So we'll be back roughly somewhere about 9:20. So we'll be back.
Okay, terrific.
Okay.
See you in a minute.
Alderley's got another angle as well. There was a recent application to do an excavation there to do with the prisoner of war camps in World War II. Because several thousand died whilst working there, and they wanted to check where they were, because they thought there was a mass burial slightly outside the area they thought they were, and they wouldn't let them. They said they didn't want it digging up. The Alderney Council stopped them. They wouldn't even let them survey it.
And that's the Franz Stott organisation, yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't let them do it.
And I do believe that Alderney was completely militarised in the Second World War by the Germans.
It was, yeah. And there are people still alive whose family members died there, and they thinking why and you can understand that Alderney, the people want to not remember that part because it's fresh in some people's memories still. But you're thinking, but there's more to this though. Yeah, this finality and, you know, finishing things off and respecting those people who died as well. So I was a bit disappointed with that. So
Yeah.
but
That's more interesting than the Iron Age burials that they found, really.
well, we can. It's easier to relate to, isn't it? Yeah.
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 I think most of them were Eastern European, but
They.
that had been brought over as prisoners of war to do all the building work, and had just died, you know, through malnutrition and lack of food and stuff. So.
Overwork. Yeah.
Grim.
Yeah. And that's where David, what's his name? The Methodist minister from Arnside. I've forgotten his surname now. He went to Alderney. He's on Alderney now.
Right.
Moved there with the job.
Yeah, gosh.
What was his? Stretton, David Stretton. Lovely guy.
Yeah.
But I bet he finds that a bit difficult.
Yeah. So the Channel Islands is Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney and Sark. Are they just 4?
I don't know whether there are any of there might be some more little ones that aren't. I don't know whether they're habited, but those are the main habitated ones.
Yeah.
No cars on Sark either.
No.
But apparently there's one guy on Sark owns one of the rarest Ferraris, but you can't drive it round. You're thinking, what's the point? I've never been to any of them.
No, we nearly did. Nearly went to Guernsey, but didn't quite make. But so did the Nazis occupy all of them?
Yeah, 1940 was 41.
Yeah.
They took them all and held them till 45.
Yeah.
So they got bypassed with D-Day, and so they actually surrendered in the end.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
What a time they had. Awful.
It was. It used to be a good pub quiz question. When was the last time Great Britain was invaded? And then people, 1066. Nope, 1940 or 41 or whenever it was.
Yeah, because it is part of Britain, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, they nearly got here, didn't they?
They were very close, yeah. I think if they'd had a different leader, they might well have been here now. And we might be speaking German.
Right, I'll go and make a cuppa.
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself a pudding, I think.
baby dear. I tell you what, these heated blankets are brilliant for keeping warm.
Yes. Yes, that, yeah. Yeah, my daughter ran off with ours. So I do remember it being quite nice.
Oh, it's lovely and cushy.
How did you end up with a parrotfish?
Oh, my son, I've got a corner tank.
Yeah.
And I asked him for 2 years to come and fill it up for me because I'm disabled.
Yeah.
I said, get my tank done for you. Get my tank done for me. 2 years I was nagging. Anyway, he came this one day. He said, Mum, I'm going to fill your tank up for you. I said, what's behind this? You don't just come knock my door and say I'm putting the tank up. So he filled it up. He said, I'm just going 5 minutes, he said. He came back with a parrotfish and 3 bleeding hearts. And they got on great.
Yeah, I've parrotfish. They get all different colours of them, don't they? Because they, I've been snorkeling and seen a lot of them. My wife once dived down to see something on the bottom, and you get a limited view with your mask. And she went down. As she got to the bottom, she leveled out straight into a parrotfish going chomp 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 with those big gums. Scared her to death.
They've got a mouth.
Yeah, they got plates in them though, haven't they? Like chewing up coral.
They've got a mouth, but their mouth is inside that.
Yeah.
You know, he's good as gold. He gives me kisses in the morning. He dances for me.
You can hear them chewing the coral when you're underwater. So.
Well, he bangs the top of the tank.
Right. Yeah.
Goes bump, bump, bump if he wants something.
Yep. Feed me. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a friend who rescued a piranha, and the piranha, it was a beautiful fish. It was about that big. He called it James, and it was really shy. You know, if you wanted to see it, you had to go in without switching the light on, and it would come out from behind the weeds.
Yeah.
As soon as you switch the lights on, it disappeared. But
I reckon that axolotl will go in with that.
I don't know. I depends how big it is.
My son tomorrow, he knows a lot about fish.
Yeah, I mean, if it's big enough, it might be all right. But if it just damages its fins, though, it's not nice because it's the fins you get fin rot.
Yeah, but Ruth, we can give you. You can have the tank. It's not a big tank.
Get the old lot. No problem then.
Ruth, hang on.
I'll have him.
Deal. You get the tank, the axolotl.
I'll have him because I love them.
Hang on a minute. Just think about it.
I will. I'll let you know tomorrow, but I'm definitely having him.
Right, good. And the only thing that you need to do, right, to clean him out, right, you probably do this with your normal fish, is to put a load of water in a bucket in the morning, right? In the afternoon, put him in the bucket of water, right? Empty all the water out of his tank, and then he'll be okay.
I know how to do all that. I've got all the safety stuff. I've got all the water treatments. I've got everything.
Talking about safety stuff, do you still want the Walking Dead UK hoodie that we got you?
I do.
But you'll have to give me the money again then.
When is it? How much is it?
It's £35. It's at the studio. It's been in the studio for a week.
35. I'll have a large.
Look, right. you're good for the bloody money. When I'm next in Barry, come and collect it. Give me the money when you can, okay?
Okay then, let me know when you're in Barry.
Well, I was in Barry today, but then again, you know what it was like, it's all over the place. Oh,
I know.
And Andy, right? Is Andy still there? I think he's
gone to get his pudding.
Oh, I tell you what, right? Do you know what, right? There's a Freudian thing about puddings.
A Freudian thing?
Yeah, Michelle's got 2 nice puddings. They're lovely.
You naughty boy.
I bet she has got really nice breasts.
What?
It's all gone quiet now. When you got a woman with nice breasts, they're nice.
I ain't got none, I can't say nothing.
Well, you don't have to have breasts. It's not the end of the bloody day, is it?
Did I tell you what I told them when I went in to have them screened?
Yeah, go on then.
They squashed them this way, they squashed them that way. I said, hey, do they sell square bras? He said, why? I said, you squashed it this way, you squashed it that way, it's gone square.
It really hurts, doesn't it? It hurts, does that?
Oh, it does, because I haven't got any, and they try and squash a bit in there, and it won't.
Hang on a minute. If you haven't got breasts and they did that with them, then you must have had breasts.
I know, but they went square.
Me and Roger want to know, right? If they went square, where did your nipples go? Did they go in the corner or did they go in the middle of the square?
Oh, they squashed the nipple, believe me.
Is that inverted nipple then?
Oh, believe me, it was I had her in hysterics. I did, the poor radiographer.
I wonder if it's true that some
And it's cold on the plate.
Hang on a minute. Roger hasn't had his say about breasts yet.
I wonder if it's true that some fathers, new fathers, can actually produce milk.
Yeah.
What?
Have you heard that?
I've heard that. Mine never.
No, neither did mine.
Men can produce milk.
Perhaps they extracted themselves instead of the thing. Oh. Dear God, mind boggles.
What the hell? Right, so right, Margaret, can you do that bit again? Because I didn't. What?
I can't hear you.
Margaret, say that again.
About the new fathers producing milk.
A bit titty.
How do they know that? Oh my God, yeah.
Because they're so overwhelmed at the thought of being fathers, it gets their hormones going. And
they're fathers.
Dads.
It's true.
They'd have to eat trannies or something.
I am completely bloody lost now.
You are.
What?
You have to have estrogen in your system, yeah?
Is Andy back yet?
Yes, I can see movement. I can see his green flashing light on his chest.
Oh.
Like E.T.
I was going to ask Andy, right? Have we given up on David this evening? Because it's getting a bit late.
Yeah,
late now, Carl.
I sent him an email with the link, and I've also sent him a text message with the link in case he couldn't get the email. But I don't know what's going on, so giving up with him.
I'm not sending him another card, so don't ask.
Oh, go on, send him another bloody card.
No, never.
Where
again.
were you on Tuesday, Dave? God. Right, okay, right, okay. We got to crack on with it, right? Okay, so what I want from everybody is their subjects that they want us to have a look at now. Right, so we're gonna ask everybody, and then we'll do it that way. Right, so okay, deep breath. Right, okay, I think we need to start off with Margaret, don't we? Because she hasn't stopped talking this evening. So, Margaret, Alderney, what are we going to do on Alderney?
Well, it's in the archaeology, current archaeology.
Yeah.
August 2023. Archaeology in Alderney, excavating the biggest Iron Age and Gallo-Roman site in the Channel Islands. In 2017, contractors digging in an electricity service trench just inland from Longis Bay in Alderney began to find human bones. Archaeologists from Guernsey quickly flew up to investigate. And so 6 years of research into the biggest and best preserved Iron Age and Gallo-Roman site in the Channel Islands, with another excavation just concluded. It's known that Longis Bay is well known, at least among Roman archaeologists, for the nunnery, a well-preserved shore fort, but they also found, they dug 3 trenches, and they found cremation, burial and inhumation and several stone kists, all of which were radiocarbon dated between the early 2nd and 1st century BC. What's that funny noise? What's that noise?
Right, so well, have we got a name for the site?
It's called Longis Bay, Longis.
Right, okay. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can get some images up on that, because it would be a shame for us not. Yeah, we will do Alderney, and one thing I would say about Alderney is that you did say about human remains, but I'm presuming that these human remains were actually Iron Age human remains, and not the human remains of the stock group, which the slave labour force that we used in Alderney in the Second World War.
No.
Oh, can I just say one thing, right? This is a really interesting fact. When the Channel Islands didn't, when Jodl signed the surrender documents in Berlin on the 8th of May. The Channel Islands didn't actually surrender until a few days later, and there was some ports on the Bay of Biscay that were still held by the Germans, that the French and the Americans couldn't take. So some of the places that surrendered last were actually in France. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there is another little thing. I know we're doing the Second World War. There's also another little thing. I can't remember the date, but this was weeks after, on a rock south of the Channel Islands, there was a small Roman garrison, and they lost contact with the main garrison on land. And basically, they thought they were being attacked on this tiny little island, and it was fishermen, and they ended up surrendering to the fishermen, and then these were some of the last German soldiers to surrender in the Second World War. Except there was a whaling station with just under 20 German troops that was still operational north of Norway months after the Second World War had ended.
Ah.
And they had to beg the Norwegians to accept their surrender, because the Norwegians couldn't be asked. I think they said, "Oh, they can bloody stay there." Anyway, right, okay, we've gone too much in detail on that one. Right, so we need to spend a tiny bit of time on that. So I would like to know next, Ruth, what topic in the Iron Age have you come up with?
Well, I'm interested in.
Go for it.
Is what they used to eat is a lot like we eat.
What do you mean?
I mean, they used to have meat stews, dumplings, bread and lamb, pork chops, along with honey-basted venison and wheat grain porridge mixed with animal fats from goats.
Actually, you know, that would be one bloody hell of a topic. Yeah, we're doing that one. We haven't got any. Right. Okay. So I think the only way we're going to be able to illustrate that this evening would be for me to type in Iron Age food, and so we'll do that as a topic. Yeah, we will do that one. Oh my God, these are all really interesting things.
No, it's really interesting. I just had a look at it, and you know, it tells you how they used to cook it and all the recipes, and it's amazing.
Was it Delia Smith or something?
How old it could be.
Right. Okay then. Well. Okay. I think we will do that. We will do that one. Right, we will do that one. And who are we left with now? With Drina and Roger. They nearly got away with it. I forgot they were there. Right, Drina, come on, let's have a subject from you. You can't let everyone down, Drina.
How about rock art? Comparing it in different countries.
Oh my God! Can I use an expletive beginning with a B and say that's a brilliant idea? Yeah, that is brilliant. Okay, that's quite a big topic, right? Okay, Iron Age rock art. Oh, that's I haven't really thought about that at all. Okay, that's worth a. Yeah, that's worth a punt. Okay, we'll chuck that in there. We're going only if we can find some images, Drina, right?
Okay.
If we Google this now, we can't come up with anything, then it's a no. But if we come up with one image, then we're doing it. That's only fair, right? Okay. Oh, right. So, okay, we got 3 sets of images to look up in a minute. Right. Okay, Roger.
Well, the Maiden Castle thing.
What? Well, Rog. What did you just say?
Maiden Castle. Where are you speaking from? Down the end of the road or something?
Oh, right. Yeah, you said the Maiden Castle thing. Right. Can you Right. So what you said about Maiden Castle?
Well, the point I was listing.
Yeah, go on. You talk about it.
The biggest, or almost the biggest in the country, multi-valet. So it was something very important for that to be so big as a protected area, assuming with no military. But what was the community there? What, were they doing any fines from trade? The work they did, farming maybe? And what fines came out of the site to give us a sort of idea what was there?
Actually,
to me,
Roger,
it's
right.
something special.
I think the only way I can answer that question is to find an archaeological excavation record of a building that was excavated at Maiden Castle, right? And therefore just basically operate a talk based on that. So we've got a bit of metallurgy, because we have done Maiden Castle as a topic, but not anything specific. So I think that's what we'll do there. If that answers you, yeah, that's good.
So one point on whether we could then cover this is why was it so grand and big?
Can the archaeology offer us any answers to that? Yeah. So yeah, we will do that. Okay, right. So let's just do it, Rog. Let's get the images up. What are we going to do first? Right. Okay. So right. Okay, we're going to do the easy one, Andy. We're going to do Ruth's food.
Oh.
Very interesting.
We're going to do Ruth's food. Right. Let's just do Ruth's food. Ruth chat. Start. And we're going to do Ruth Okay, I think this is quite a good one. Okay, Iron Age food. Right, so all right. Okay, there. All right. And hang on a minute, folks. I'm having a blonde moment a minute.
Welcome to my life.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Right, okay. So can I ask you, right, so I think this is going to be quite a simple one.
Yeah.
As you know, but obviously I think I can do a really detailed one on this one. So yeah, so we'll just see what images we can pick up now. Iron Age
BBC.
food. Right, so okay, okay, it's given a bit of a list there, but we want images, so all right. So well, I think you're right about this, Ruth.
Yeah. There's
so-
eggs, apples, there's, you know, there's nothing on that table I wouldn't eat.
Right, so we got goose eggs, we got bread, somewhere there's butter as well,
Veg.
cheese, veg, beans, nuts,
Nuts.
Oil.
yeah. So I'm really, yeah. I think that would really make a strong topic, to be honest with you, in itself. So yeah, so we will do that one.
There's no meat.
Yeah, go on, Rog.
There's no meat then.
Well, those are Iron Age vegetarians, Roger. Be careful, yeah. Be careful. Well, here we go. Now it's talking about the Stone Age, right? But obviously we're talking about the Iron Age. But
yeah.
But I'm thinking, right? All right, let's just talk about the things that they didn't have, right? So, the pig meat that they had would have been a lot more tastier. Would have been a lot more fattier, and probably a lot better for you. And so what else have we got? Cattle is the same, sheep would be the same. Now the thing is, we're not well, let me get the words out a minute. So are we talking about rabbit, and are we talking about peacock, and are we talking about things like that? We're not, because we don't really know when rabbit was in Britain. Maybe rabbits were in here in the Iron Age, but they wouldn't have had things like peacock and stuff. But when was the last time you ate peacock? Exactly. The one food that they didn't have would have been turkey.
Yeah.
Turkeys didn't come over to the. But how often do you eat turkey, Roger? So in other words, all the meat that we eat today would have been more available back then, and the fish would have been more available. I'm really struggling with
pork balls.
Yeah, Roger, I'm really struggling with meat that we eat today that they wouldn't have eaten then, and on a common basis.
They wouldn't.
And also the other thing about horse meat, for example, that wouldn't have been available really back then. It's not really available today. And the reason why horse meat is not really much available back then is because there wouldn't have been many horses wandering around anyway. And horses would
things like deer and pig, boar would have been around.
We don't eat deer. They ate deer, Rog.
Did they eat goat?
Venison, yeah. We have that.
So even though they didn't have tomatoes, right? Even though they didn't have potatoes, they would have had roots and various things like that. So they would have had similar things.
Yeah.
And right, here we go.
They did have some horses.
Yeah, they had lots of horses, Andy, but not as many to sort of put into the food system. They would have been used as draft animals. They would have been used. Yeah. A horse would have been quite a valuable object.
Agreed.
So No, Andy, the point I'm making, horse meat was available like it is today, but you've got to go into somewhere like a specialist shop today to get horse meat, like a horse meat restaurant.
Well, that's only in our country. You can get it in a butcher's in France.
Yeah, but the point is that I think the point with Ruth is that anything on that table you would eat.
There's no milk.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna cut it in here, right? The one thing that the horses were brilliant at was the first milk that we know people were drinking in the prehistoric period was horse's milk.
Never.
Oh.
So on that table there would have been horse's milk, goat's milk, cows, sheep's. I know we joke about pig's milk, but these are a lot hardier, maybe not, but we don't drink pig's milk today anyway. You can get pig's milk, actually. I've seen it advertised, but it's extremely expensive. So Ruth, your point is, yeah, that's in the thing that we're going to do. So that's great. Right. So what I'm going to do now is, all of these topics are really nice things to get our teeth into. Right. So, now, Roger's point about Maiden Castle. We have done Maiden Castle before. Right, we have done Maiden Castle. However, Roger's point is, what were they really doing there? Right? And I'm just going to think of Iron Age building. Because it's not in the banks and ditches, which we have looked at, and the bodies. It's in an Iron Age building. So is there anything that we can just pick up at all? Right. And the one that's going to help us off with Iron Age buildings is Sir Mortimer Wheeler. Right. So this is what English Heritage says about the site. And I think the point is I think right. The big argument is my point is that we that to me is an over exaggeration of the amount of buildings that were at Maiden Castle, right? There were lots of animals stored there. From my knowledge, we don't have that many buildings at Maiden Castle all at one time, right? So what Roger wants to know is Roger really wants to know is what what are they finding on, look, for example, what are they exactly finding there, right? And I think that might be a topic. It's going to be a difficult one, Roger, right? But I'm going to give it a go. Let's just pick out a building and try and see what they've got excavation wise. It's a bit of a challenge, but we'll give it a go. Right, okay then. Right, next there is two other people, right? Drina, your topic.
The rock paintings. I've got another one as well.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is she allowed to, boys and girls? All right, then give us the other one.
The other one is I don't know how to say this, the Hüneberg. It's a plateau in Germany.
Gutenberg Forest.
Is Iron Age type stuff.
Yeah.
Right, don't spell it for you.
Yeah, we're going to type it in. Nobody today, Alderney's part of the British Isles, and nobody today has mentioned a foreign site. So let's I'll just spell it
Heuneburg.
B.
No G. You've put a G in the middle.
Oh, don't worry, we got it.
Get it? Yeah, that's it.
So I heard Iron. Oh, Hillfort there, got it. Right. Well, that's Britannia. Okay, we haven't got any images there. Consent. Right, let's just see. Oh, hang on.
Said in one of the things that I was reading that we had silk from China in the burial things.
Are you looking at this image online? It's a site that they've reconstructed stuff, right?
Yeah.
And actually, for the sake of argument, right, you're a very naughty girl, Drina, because you mentioned something that would be really good to do, right? But we haven't actually looked at the topic that you've mentioned. But it says here it's got their imported Greek black figure pottery, amphora, at this site in Germany, right? Now that is very different than anything that we've been looking at. So that I think that gets it. That sort of gets it. It does. Yeah.
And there's a wagon grave there.
Yeah.
Oh, is there? Right. I haven't got that far.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I can't do every bloody thing. Right.
Was it a wagon and horses or just a wagon?
No, it looks like it's just the wagon.
I thought it was a bloody wagon wheel then. I wanted something to eat. Yeah, wagon wheels. Sorry. Right, okay, so Hergenberg, we type in Hillfort. And then we go. Right, okay, so oh Christ.
There it is at the bottom.
There.
Down. Yeah.
So they've got a reconstruction site there. That's the size, and that building there is one of the reconstruction buildings. And I'm just thinking that would be a really good topic to do. And basically here.
Wow. Big site.
Yeah, that's so basically I think what they're doing is they've got a little miniature museum there of different buildings.
Yeah.
So that would be good to use. Hang on a minute. This site's ringing a bell.
Yeah.
And the reason why this site's ringing a bell, can you remember that body, the St. Bede's body that was actually taken from was it Poland or Germany and ended up in Cumbria, that one?
Oh, the one that the schoolboys were witness to.
Yeah, the one that they opened and the organs were still, that one.
Yes, I do remember it.
Now this image reminds me of a reconstruction of one of the buildings that they had in that. So anyway, sorry to go off on a tangent. Yeah, we will do that. Right, Drina, so your other topic was what I am now you wanted to do Iron Age rock art.
Yes.
Comparisons.
Well, we've got to start somewhere. Oh. Now, the big question is, it says Iron Age sites and rock art. But lots of this rock art is earlier, right? However, is that rock art on the left Iron Age? Yes. Well, what happened then? Right.
What?
Right. So it's talking It's talking about rock art, the early stuff, right? And then it's talking about Iron Copper Age. And then it's talking about Scandinavia. And it's talking about rock art in Sweden. So that's rock art in Sweden. So that's going to be not really sure of the dates of this a minute, but that would definitely put it in the early part of the Iron Age.
Are those in caves or on rocks?
She didn't say caves.
Just rock carvings.
She said rock art. So rock. It was still. What was the art in the Iron Age? So we're talking about Greek there, but obviously that's not what we want. So if we go back again, Iron Age rock art images. Now this is what we're going to look at. Roger, don't get too excited. I think that would be fun. Iron Age rock art. A is ploughing, and H is sexual activities, and that's in Sweden.
That's the Bee Gees. That tree.
What's the Bee Gees?
The trio, the three figures, could be the Bee Gees.
I'm looking at that one on the top right, where he's aiming his spear in a suspicious way.
That's not very fair, is it?
Yeah, no, that's not very fair, seeing as he's on the back of a bloody horse as well. Yeah, do you know what? I think there is. I think there's a possibility we could do this, but I think it might be. Do you know what I'm tempted to do? I'm struggling with my grey cells on thinking about rock art in Britain, right? But what we could do, maybe alter that topic and say Swedish rock art in the Iron Age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, right? That's where all the interesting stuff happens.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Something naked, eh? Oh.
You've got quite a bit of the Pictish stuff here, though, haven't you? So...
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. You know what he's just done? He's chucked in a huge bloody curveball. Right. Okay, then. Right. All right.
But compare it.
They didn't have a sense of humour, the Picts.
Right. So, actually, right. What we're going to do? Lots of the early pick art, right, is going to be like 300-400 AD, 300-400 AD. So that's technically still in the Iron Age in Scotland. So it is, yeah, that's all right. Sweden versus Iron Age Scotland.
Oh.
Rock art. See, she's got what she wanted.
Yes.
Yay.
But Roger really wants us to do this one because he likes a bit of sexual imagery.
No, it's not me. That's you, Carl, living in the hills. Oh. Wild ways.
You know, some days, right? Some days he either makes this up, right, or look at all this wacky stuff. Look at that.
Hello.
Ding dong,
Wow.
carry on. Look at all that.
They knew how to live, didn't they?
Didn't they? Yes.
Yeah.
What that dog was doing to that woman.
Or was it just wishful thinking?
What are you on about? What that woman's doing to that dog? What?
There was a dog on top of a woman just then.
Where? I don't know where.
Where were we? Come on, go back a bit. There's a dog on top of a woman. Look, see? There. What?
Good God.
Oh, no, it's a stick.
It's a crocodile.
Not a woman.
He's throwing an arrow and he's shooting the dog.
Yeah.
Not the dog's winky, is it? No.
Guys, this is, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that sounds like a fun one then, Carl.
I gotta be honest with you, right? I don't think Pictish art is going to be as exciting from what I know.
No, not from what I remember. Boring. No.
But what we're going to do? We're going to type in early Pictish
art. Pictart.
Oh, shut up, you! It's right. You know, I don't.
It's decorative, isn't it? Oh,
he's got it.
Oh, it's got
Winky.
Braveheart.
Wow.
Wow.
I love the way he looks suitably embarrassed.
Wow.
Yeah. Windswept and interesting, as Billy Buckley would say.
As we would say.
That's one way of putting it.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, covered in blue.
Yeah.
I know.
Look at that woman there.
That's lovely.
Oh, wait.
That's a fashion statement, isn't it?
I tell you what, Andy, if any of your daughters come home dressed like that or were like
that now,
would they be allowed in the house?
I know.
He's not even commenting on that. Right, okay. Right. Yeah. I think that.
No wonder the Romans were frightened of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle has tried to attempt to be like that, though.
This isn't their art, though. This is just
No.
that.
No.
This isn't the art that.
Oh, can I tell you a very naughty story?
Ooh.
No, it's too late for that, Carl.
I got to tell you this very naughty story, right? Basically, years ago, right, I had these two women, right, who had both told me that they deeply fell in love with me, right? And I was a bit naive, and I just thought, right, I wasn't sure where this was going with. I was seeing the both of them at the same time, right? Anyway, long story short, right, I had somebody to give me a lift, right, and these two women a lift in the same car, and they did not know the relationship that I had with either of them, right? Yeah. So anyway, there was this one, right, who had been to a fancy dress and had all this green stuff all over her, right? So we went to this beach, right? It was in the winter months. We went to this beach, right? None of us knew that she stripped all her clothes off and decided to start going swimming, right? So she was swimming around in the sea, right? And one of the guys in my group had binoculars and was looking at her coming out the sea completely stark naked, right? And the other woman grabbed the binoculars off him and said, "You're looking at that woman." And she turned around and said to me, "At least my body's better looking than hers."
Oh.
And that's a true story. And I wish I hadn't even told you. Right, okay. Right, the things I get up to. Andy, I bet Claire hasn't got a story like that.
Oh,
Very sexual.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Could have you here all night, me.
You're always talking about sexy things, Carl. Disgusting.
Hang on, I didn't start this. You're the one who spotted the naughtiness on those images. Right, okay then.
No,
We've got one more thing left, and we've got to do Alderney, right? By the way, there's I think you missed out Sarn as well. There's Sark, and I'm sure there's Sarn, isn't there?
Sark that doesn't have.
No, there's Sark. I think there's a Sarn. Right, anyway, hang on. Channel Island names. We've got to do this.
Sark, Alderney, Jersey, and Guernsey.
I'm sure there's a CERN or a. Hang on. Channel Islands map.
Yeah, there's just the four, I think.
No, hang on. I got to prove I'm right.
There's another one called Europe.
Sark, yeah.
Sark.
Dark.
Right, no, there's loads of them. There's Hexham. There it is. There's Hexham.
I don't think many of the others are inhabited, though, are they?
Hang on a minute. You know what I was talking. The story I said earlier on. This garrison was on that little island at the bottom, the Les Mundis or whatever. Les
Mundis.
The Les Mundis. Yeah, that's the one.
I'll come.
Rog. Stop talking. It would help.
What?
There's Herm as well.
That's what I said. It's on there.
Stop talking. I can't see it.
Yeah, Herm, Sark, Jersey, and Guernsey, and Alderney.
And Chaucy. And Minarex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever that other one is.
I think Herm is in.
Ecrihorse.
Ecrihorse. Yeah, Ecrihorse. What? It's Andy.
Sounds like a cold sore.
I think they're just making them up.
He's making it up as he goes along. Right, okay. There's Alderney, right? So this will be the first. I've been given these. I've been doing this for years, right? I've never done a single presentation on Alderney, right? So what we're going to do? We're going to look at. Right, I'm going to need some help now. What's it called?
Alderney.
Longest Bay. Longis.
Longis. Oh, it was there.
What?
Shut up, Rog. Do you know what? Right, on Wednesday, I love telling Anne to shut up. It's great. Right, okay then. Right, so what is it called? Is it a hill fort?
It's no.
Or is it a bank and ditch thing?
Burial ground, isn't it?
What is it?
Mm.
No! Shut up, Rog!
If you just look
What's it called?
just look at archaeology in Alderney.
There it is there. Third down, is it? So fourth down. Longest.
Yeah, that's-
Where? Oh, shut up! What?
That's just
Where?
just put
Longest
in
common aid.
archaeology in Alderney, and then it
I'm doing it now.
get to it.
I can't handle this now. You're crapping my style now.
Excavation
Shut up.
23. There you go.
There we are. There it is.
Right, okay.
You don't look. You made
Right.
all the same. You don't look.
Skeleton.
Rog, you're driving me up the bloody wall. Rog, should we do the BBC? Right, we're going to click on one of these, right? Oh my God! Right,
What?
should we do the BBC, Rog, or should we do the past.com, or should we do the Bailwick Express? Your thing, Rog. We're going to read one of them. You better be interesting, Roger. Otherwise, you put going across my knee.
Oh, not again.
Behave.
You see, this is what the rock art does.
Didn't she?
Oh, God. I don't want to do the lecture now. Right, okay, here we go. There it is. Bailwick Express. He looks like a right thingamajig, doesn't he? Right, here we go. 4th of May. Archaeologists are returning to Alderney to discover more about how the island could have played a vital role in trade routes for more than 1,000 years. 1,000 years? It's supposed to be 1,000-year Reich. That didn't last long, did it? Excavations will take place on Longest Common from Saturday, hoping to discover more about the complex area archaeology of the area. An extensive Iron Age cemetery lies at the west end of the common, and it includes the graves of wealthy individuals. Built over the top of it is a Roman settlement in an excellent state of preservation and a 4-foot-tall statue of Lloyd George. This is a site of European importance, the most important archaeological site ever. So we still got to see some photographs because the photographs ain't coming out. Come on. Right, okay, we'll look at the other one. Previous excavations have revealed well-preserved Roman buildings and courtyards dating from the 100s to the 300s. And Rob Fry, I wonder if he likes eggs, from Reading University. It confirmed there is a dense concentration of archaeological features extended over 2.8 hectares, a huge swallow of archaeology. Oh, there it is, Phil de Jersey of Guernsey Museum. You can't bloody make that up, can you? Can you imagine, right? Oh, I'm Dr. Jersey, excavating on Jersey. You can't make it up. We aim to find out more about the people who lived here and why such a small island has such a concentration of archaeology. The evidence so far points to Alderney playing a key role in the trade routes that ran along the Atlantic coast of France for over 1,000 years. Right. So I gotta tell one other little story. Right, I've actually been over to Jersey. Right. I went over there when I was a soldier, right? You didn't know that. I didn't tell you that.
What?
And
Soldier?
Thank Carlos Army.
Shut up. So yeah, I actually did a bit of soldiering for a little while. Oh, that was me. I actually did a bit of soldiering for a while, and we actually stayed in the place that Bergerac was filmed.
Oh.
And the other link is my parents once lived in Jersey for a while, right? They stopped living in Jersey because they couldn't cope with the fact that all their friends would turn up and stay in their luxurious flat in Jersey, right? But if my parents had stayed there, just look at me now. I would be the most famous actor in Jersey. I may have even been in the new Bergerac series.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks for the
Island was used for pirates. You never know that.
Yeah, it was used for pirates. Arr! But anyway, there it is. So I'm what I want to do to get out of this, right? What I want to do, really well preserved. What I want to do to get out of this lecture, right, is actually more about the Iron Age stuff, right? What I want to do, really well preserved. What I want to do to get out of this lecture, right, is actually more about the Iron Age stuff, right? What I want to do, really well preserved. What I want to do to get out of this lecture, right, is actually more about the Iron Age stuff, right? What I want to do, really well preserved. What I want to do to get out of this lecture, right, is actually more about the Iron Age stuff, right? And actually, look how deep the archaeology is there. It's actually pretty deep.
Mm.
Huh.
Yeah, crikey.
It is actually really deep archaeology, and it's quite surprising. But obviously, there'd be lots of sand drifts there. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to say, right? One other thing I wanted to say was that I don't have any records of it, but there were lots of archaeologists that were in the German army in the Second World War. And you never know, one or two of them may have been excavating on Jersey, Alderney, and Guernsey in the Second World War. But then again, we may never ever get to know what they were doing. And look at that there. Look how well preserved that body is there.
Yeah.
It's almost as if there's got some organic residue on the bones.
Oh, nice.
That is absolutely amazing. Yeah, this will be a topic that we will do, right? And I think what we will do, we will finish with going on there. And maybe what we might do is actually, Roger, pick a number between 1 to 4. We're going to play one of those videos, 1 to 4. Go on, Rod. 3. Okay, we'll do that one.
End of day 16.
There we go.
Longey, and
end of day 16.
We're looking at our grave.
And that's actually a grave.
Is it a grave?
Quite deep.
As you can see.
Yeah, extremely deep, Rog.
It out today.
It could be 1 metre.
Well,
probably about that. Rog is really deep stuff.
It had a fill stones.
And obviously, this goes to show the amount of sand and drifts that have ended up on site. And they've moved a lot of material.
Pebbles, but
and
no bones.
And if we move on a little bit further,
than we've had before.
Just doing different angles. So I tell you what, Rog, what we're going to do, we're going to do one more. Rog, because you've been a good boy tonight, right? And Daddy's very happy with your progress, right? We're going to do we'll do all the videos. They're only 1 minute long.
Day 15 on Longey and
so what they've done, they've taken those the pebbles off the top.
We can see
right.
some more of it now.
And then the other image that we've seen
extent of it
is actually with the stones taken off.
A side wall.
Right, so it's got like a nice little kissed burial.
There.
Oh, and also it'd be good to get an idea.
See what's in the middle when we get to that.
Of the Roman stuff on Alderney, right? And I would like to see that. And I got to be honest with you, not many people have actually watched this video, which is a bit of a shame. What I want us to do then is I want us to go back to there and maybe look at day 1. So this
if you've ever wondered what it takes to make money in the
that's
currency
Roger's
market,
bit on the
which
side.
tools work, how you build a
Right, so this is basically the landscape they're excavating.
First video from Alderney.
And there is one thing. There is one thing. I got something I need to say. Right. You know when we were doing
and I'm looking across the
the Bronze Age and we were doing the Neolithic period, right?
And found
one thing that I do know
Roman settlement
is that on Jersey there are Neolithic sites, there are standing stones and burial chambers, and we didn't even visit these islands once.
Behind Coast Guard's cottages.
It's quite shocking, really. We didn't even go there. Which, but anyway, they're excavating and getting a good idea of the archaeology. So that'll be really good to go to a place that we just don't go to.
From this trench and we'll start digging proper tomorrow.
And
already got.
So we're going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to look at the chat box. Oh, and somebody has put something in the chat box here. They have put cremation, burial, and inhumation and stone cyst radiocarbon dated to roughly the 100s to the birth of Christ near Longest Bay, Alderney, biggest Iron Age and Gallo-Roman site in Channel Islands. Just saying, and it would be interesting to know what the Roman link is with that landscape. So Cool. That's been quite an adventure tonight. Who would have thought that we'd be visiting so many different sites? So we'll be doing all of those places, right? I've also got a bit of a problem. I've been sent another book to review, and it's called The Archaeology Metal Detecting Debate. And I might actually do a talk about that completely. What metal detecting enthusiasts say about archaeologists and what archaeologists say about metal detecting enthusiasts. And I won't need to do it from my point of view. I'll do it from somebody else's. So there you go. So I got that book to review. And also we need to look at the must farm stuff. And I tell you what, there's so much still to do.
That's revisited in the current archaeologies.
What's that, Rog?
Must Farm is revisited in the current archaeology edition for this month.
Oh, wicked! Oh well, we've got the book, and hopefully, if it's not covered in the book that we've got for review,
I don't know exactly what the article says. If it's more digging or something, but we'll have to have a look at it properly. But it's in there something.
Yeah. You need to let us know when. Yeah. You need to let us know when we do the talk, Roger. So it's a bit more extra stuff.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yes.
And one thing that I need to do is iron age lime kilns, which I think might be coming up next week.
All right.
Oh, and guess what? We still haven't done the update on the Nessa Brodgar excavations this year. And I got to be honest with you, right? I don't know if it was me, right? But we heard nothing about the Nessa Brodgar excavations this year. Last year, it was all over the news every week or so, right? Mm-hmm. Which is really odd, really, when it was the last year of excavations. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I want to get into that because it's almost as if it's an unknown quantity when nobody's going to tell me that 1 minute they're finding loads of stuff last year and it's the last year of excavation and you don't find anything, right? So we're going to look at that one, right? And also, do you know one thing? Oh, yes, it's all coming out now, right? It's not on my list, but, what topic nobody asked me what topic I would have done tonight. It would be salt pans, iron age salt pans. And I don't know if any of you saw that fictitious series called Britannia, right? A few years ago. It was actually filmed in South Wales as well. It was like Romans dressing up.
It was amazing.
Yes,
it was brilliant.
There was.
Were you in it?
Well, I'm going to tell you something about this, right? On the series Britannia, right? About 2 weeks before, somebody had found a set of human remains, which we actually had a license from the Ministry of Justice to lift this set of human remains, right? Anyway, we went back there the following week to collect some more and to backfill the grave socket because we had the complete collection of bones. And then they were setting up the salt pans and everything there. They were setting up the little village in a place known as Nash Point Valley. And the strange thing was, I phoned the production company, and they said, "Oh, Carl, can you please come down? We might need an advisor on the program, right?" And stupidly enough, I was teaching that day, and I should have just taken a day off. And because I didn't turn up, they got somebody else to do it.
Oh,
I put you guys first. Well, most of the time, not when I'm dressed up as a lunatic in a lunatic asylum, but that's something else. Right, okay, and don't forget, whenever Downton Abbey's out, I will let you know where you will see me in the film. Did I just say that? I didn't. Right, okay. Right, on that note, right, let's see if there's any questions. Drina, anything you want to say, lovely?
No, thank you. Really interesting.
Good, that was a bit of a journey, I've got to be honest with you. Roger's the saucepan at this minute. Have you ever seen that film directed by Spike Milligan, The Bedside Dresser?
Spike Milligan.
Remember that? Yeah. when everyone died, they turned into a piece of furniture. And it was after not a zombie apocalypse. It was after the end of the world, right? There was only in Britain there was only 28 people left, including a descendant to the Queen, who was Ethel.
Yeah.
God save Mrs. Ethel. Right, Margaret. Anything you want to say?
Didn't Spike Milligan have on his tombstone, "I told you I was ill"?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's quite a few of us, Roger. Anyway, if there's nothing else from you, Margaret, we're going to go on to Rog.
Nothing particular. I've got a quick look for the Roman book. I'll have another look. Tell you if I've got it. Romans in South Wales.
Oh, right, yeah, the books. Right, yeah. So if we end up sending you a copy of the book, you need to keep it.
I'll check before you do anything, Carl. I think I've got it, but I couldn't find it in the book thing just now quickly, but I'll look properly tomorrow.
Right, okay then. Well, let me know, guys, if you haven't if you've got a copy, and we will talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, thanks for that, Dirty Rog. Talking about Fraggles, Judith.
I've got no questions. Will you let me pay for the Romans book if you're going to send them out?
Oh yeah, you can pay for it. In fact, Drina asked me if you would pay for her copy as well.
Yeah, why not? Merry Christmas.
That's true. A Christmas present you pay for. I like the idea. I like it. Well, what me and Michelle do, we swap each other's underwear each year, and we wash them. Right?
Oh, fancy that.
I'm not. I'm just being practical. Right, Ruth. What about you?
What's that?
Judith paying for your copy of the book as well. Isn't that wonderful of Judith? That's lovely. Thank you, Judith.
Lovely of Judith. That's really good.
Well done, Judith. What a lady. Oh.
What a lady. What a lady. Right,
yeah.
Rufus, anything you want to say, darling?
No, I really enjoyed the Tuesday nights. It's really informative. I really learn a lot more.
Good. I won't tell them on Wednesday. Right, okay. Thank you for that. And then finally, last but not least, Andy.
No. I find the Crannog thing intriguing because I can't believe there's only one in Wales. I think that's just they haven't found out all the other ones yet. But and I can't believe there aren't any up here.
Well, don't you think those islands in Windermere might have been Crannogs at one time?
They're all stone.
It's supposed to be the tower around this way one time.
I bet they. I mean, now they've got buildings on them. Some of them, haven't they?
Yes, some of them have. Yeah.
I bet they did back then.
Yeah. Don't know.
It's a weird one.
It is.
Yeah,
But,
it is.
And Andy, this isn't being fair. Other than your topic, which of all the other ones that we've talked tonight, want to hear about?
Ooh, I think rock art. I'm really intrigued by that. Always intrigued by what images and why they've put them up there.
Yeah.
But,
what Roger's really looking
what they
forward to.
signify and what they were thinking
Yeah.
when they did it, you know?
Because you've also got the first maps as well, haven't you, and things like that as well in that. So.
The one that was found in Brittany. Was the Neolithic map? Yeah, wasn't the one in Scotland as well?
Well, there is really.
Hang on, is that a Neolithic rock art map? The landscape, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did that. The Neolithic rock
We did.
art. Yeah,
it's
we did that
a bit
one.
too early, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit too early.
So they went
bit too early on. Yeah,
so they went more abstract as they got into the Iron Age.
Yeah, they did.
And rude.
Well, that's the lecture that Roger's looking forward to. You know, my most popular video on YouTube is still my Roman erotica video, right? Yeah, and it's had I think 75,000 views.
Has it really?
How does someone watched it that many times?
Well, Judith watched it 70 times, 70,000.
Oh God.
That's well done. That's good. It's good following.
Yeah, it is. Right. Okay. So, anyone else got to say anything else before we finish tonight? And thank you very much for joining us. But anyone got to say anything else?
I'm
No, thanks.
reading a book called The Accidental Detectorist.
The accidental. Oh, by the way, I've got a metal detector. I'm accidentally metal detected. Oh, did Reedy?
Well, what I didn't know is joined this detectorist group, and they do go and ask permission of the farmer or whoever, but there can be up to 50 of them in a field.
Oh, no way. Flipping heck, Christ.
I
used to belong to the Cardiff Scan Club, and we did that. Used to find fields by discussing with the farmers, owners, and then contacting the museum under the guy who was in charge, can't remember his name, for any finds, including the one at the top of Rubina where the coins minted in Cardiff and that were found, and no one knew before there was any mint here at the time, Dark Ages, early medieval. So we did all that, and they knew everything.
Yes.
You're talking about treasure hunters. That's something else.
That is definitely.
You know, it's in discovering all this. Any tool available should be used, as long as it's not going to destroy anything, or lose anything, or be stolen.
Yes.
And I think that metal detecting is innocent enough most times, but you will always get the greedy ones. That's why you got thieves in the world.
And recorded.
And scammers.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
A long discussion, really.
One thing that I've said before, the biggest problem, the biggest, I think, the biggest boundary between metal detecting enthusiasts and archaeologists is, say, for example, I find a gold coin hoard, right, worth £2 million, right? I don't get a single penny of that. Where if it was found by a metal detecting enthusiast, he would get half the money, and the landowner would get the other half.
Mad that.
And of course, the other thing is loss of context.
Yes, that's very important.
It's where if you contact the museum and a chat, they will tell you this and prepare you not to rush in excitement. I found something.
Yeah.
But to say part of a plan that is a general plan you use anywhere before you even step on the ground involved. It's not difficult. Detecting on the buried beach, that was a bit of a fun thing with something else. But in the fields, when it's on land and with the farmer, not hidden at night, where I think even at Stewart's place in Monmouthshire, they detected them one night and heard them in the next field, one of his fields, next to his field. You know, so it's always something going on. They're very clever. Like people who rustle farms, Carl.
Yeah,
like,
they do, yeah.
You know, make sure nobody creeps in and takes off the sheep or something.
Yeah.
Still happens.
It still happens. I know it does.
Yeah, we have a lot of that up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was about 20 odd flocks got nicked last year, just in South Lakes.
Really?
And the price of when the meat went up with the lamb, it's a real moneymaker. But how it's easy to stop it, I don't know how difficult it would be to stop rustling and stuff. No, it's always been there. It's not just out west in America, rustling. It's everywhere.
Well, basically, we don't have police around here. We deal with it ourselves.
Right, good.
Put it this way. People do go missing if our animals go missing, basically.
Yeah. But
so
it's a nasty business, but still.
So somebody said to me not so long ago. They said, well, if there are any problems, we do have the way to deal with it. So we don't want police snooping around here.
No.
We don't have flocks go missing.
As long as my little bones is fine, I'm happy.
Your little bones is safe.
I love him.
And basically, this is going to sound really weird, right? They're all 23 sheep, right? The male Eden's on his own, so that's 22. So basically, they got 2 big things of food, right? So when I chuck the food in them, they're so small sheep. I sort of jump on their backs and I cuddle them, right? And I'm talking to them, and they don't care as long as they're eating.
Oh, bless them.
So yeah, we won't tell you a weird story because you'll make leave.
No, that goes nope.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so no, it's not what you think. No. I gotta tell you just quickly, right? Basically, it's a couple of years ago, right? We had a cupboard with food in it, right? It was the early hours of the morning, right? It was warm. I decided to go out in the field, get the food ready I was naked, right? And as I'm getting the food out of the cupboard, the sheep goes under my legs and pokes his head up to grab the food. And I think, if somebody takes a photograph of this, I have got a prison sentence, right? And it's just I'm thinking, oh my God, I've heard of this in Cumbria, right? But this just cannot happen to me. And can you imagine me saying to the police, honestly, nothing happened, right? Yeah, but we got a photograph. No, nothing happened.
They'd just be saying, can we try that?
Interesting to come to us for a character reference.
Yeah.
No, it's beyond. Basically, I've got really stupid dozy sheep. They're some of the most doziest, dumb sheep. Yeah, they are. But folks, did I tell you last winter, right? About we took a image of it, right? She's got a back leg tangled in one of the sledges, right? So she's running. She's running around the field with this sledge tied on. And the thing is, she's so enthusiastic about this sledge, right, that we can't get the sledge off her. So she had to go to sleep that night, right, with the sledge bound around her legs, right. And she's so upset when she loses this sledge. She really is. And she's got a son, you see, right. And we're thinking that the son's a bit dippy as well. So you can imagine if we got 2 sledges, sledge races across the field, these 2 sheep. And no, I don't make any of this up because it's impossible to make this stuff up.
Pity you didn't get a video of that.
I did. It is online.
Is it?
Yes, it's on my TikTok there somewhere.
TikTok, where the hell there?
TikTok,
yeah, exactly. My TikTok video. God, anything else, folks, before we go? Nobody wants to go.
No.
It's been really interesting tonight.
Yeah.
What a variety.
Look at Judith. Judith got 4 men in her life, right? And she's still online with us tonight.
Wow.
Oh.
And they all look like they all look like Fraggles as well.
Oh, not the bald one. Or was there a bald Fraggle?
Oh, that's your son.
I'm going now. Thank you for everything. It was really good tonight.
Bye.
Hey.
Bad as well, didn't it? I'm going to go now. Bye.
I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Right. Okay then. Anybody else want to say anything else before we finish?
No,
thanks.
I'm gone. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I'm going to say good night. Good night, Judith, Andy, Rufus, Drina, Roger, and Margaret. I will see you all next week. And thanks.
Yes, okay.
Bye.
Well, yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night, Judy. We're going to sing the Hey Jude song.
See you all.
No, Rog. Judith, you still there? She's gone. Oh God, that was a long one tonight. And I've been sat in the car. I've been taught the whole thing in the car, right? And that's good. When somebody was driving the car once, I taught a class whilst they were driving. It was good. Right, I don't know if anyone's put any messages up online, so I'm going to have a quick look. I'm just using the phone tonight. I'm just going to go to my account. Has anyone got any messages? I'm just going to have a look. Anyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we've got our channel at oh God. Oh my God, the Dodgy Git's on. Sorry I missed your messages, Dodgy Git. I'll have to read these now. Hello, good evening, Dodgy Git. He's talking about granite. I did the A75 5 years ago. Talking about different things here. Charles Castle door. Extraction of steel. The bog was set up and left to react. Oh yeah, and anyone who's on my channel, can you please subscribe to our other channel, which is The Walking Dead UK. I'm going to make a phone call now. Anyway, thank you for watching tonight. I'm just going to have a look at the messages. I got to phone one of my relatives. Well, I've worked out what I'm doing. Anyone watching online? I just did this tonight on my iPhone. I've usually got a laptop, this, Samsung, just on this. I had the AI companion. Anyway, oh yeah, so I go take a note of that. The Black Lock at Myreton. So Andy put up here the Black Lock of Myreton. Black Lock as in Black Lock of Myreton. Myrton. Myreton. HTTP Huddersfield, Castle Hill, Huddersfield. Right. Huddersfield. Creation, burial, Huddersfield. Castle Hill, Huddersfield. Cremation, burial, and inhumation and stone cysts, radiocarbon dated to 100 and late noughties BC, so just before the birth of Christ, near Longis Bay, Alderney, biggest Iron Age and Gallo Roman site in Channel Islands. Just saying. Apostrophe. Anyway, that's really good. So we'll do them. So we're doing Black Lock of Merton, we're doing the Castle Hill, Huddersfield, and we'll do the Channel Islands site. We're just saying that that's great. Good one tonight. Black Rock, Huddersfield, Channel Islands. And we're just saying that that was awesome. Like, subscribe, and thank you very, 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 very much. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done.
Dos da. Diolch yn fawr i chi. Dos da chi.